Yeah. What's happening, y'all? This your boys, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm Big Wish.
Little Lazy.
Young Busy.
Crazy Bone.
And y'all watching Beyond the Talent.
Yeah.
Damn.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Talent. I'm your host, Jennia Frederique, and today we're sitting down with pioneers in the rap game, Bone Thugs and Harmony. What's up, y'all?
Yo.
Bone Thugs and Harmony consists of Busy Bone, Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, Wishbone, and Flesh and Bone. Hailing from the Midwest city of Cleveland, Ohio, Bone has achieved multi-platinum success and has worked with some of the greats, including Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, Big Pun, and their mentor, Eazy-E. When you guys first started in Ohio, you guys made the trip, a one-way trip on a bus, all the way to Cali. Why the West Coast as opposed to the East Coast? Were you bigger fans of West Coast rap?
I mean, really, we was fans of East Coast, West Coast. We was just like, we was groomed in general of music all together, from Michael Jackson, you know, all the Motown music and just different genres of music we've been groomed through. So it was just more like we loved Eazy-E. You know what I mean? And Eazy-E was going through his thing and he was an underdog at the time, you know, and we felt like if we was on his team, you know, we could help him out. Like, we was the strongest rappers in the world and we wanted to be with Eazy-E.
Right.
We went looking for him.
That's hot.
I mean, because I think what it is, I think people, they always thinking like, you know, we didn't have a plan. We didn't have like a solid plan. We was young, but we really had dreams and goals and aspirations. And when you that young, they don't call it a plan. They call it a dream. You know what I mean? That's what they call it. And he's absolutely correct. You know, we really sought after Eazy in particular. We couldn't get in touch with him, but it led us all back to him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he gave us the call. So yeah, definitely. You know, we work really, really hard, and we family. You know what I mean? It's amazing every time I wake up and know that 5 Bone members are still alive, let alone healthy and making money. So that's just who we are. You know what I mean? And it's great to share it with the world. You know what I mean? 20 years later, we, you know, doing really, really good things that people still remember. So totally. Absolutely. I think that's what Lay and myself and Cray and Wish and Flesh want to convey, you know, to the world. You know what I mean? Because it kind of hurt us when people really think that we not family. It kind of crushes. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's never like that. You know what I mean? It's just not like that, like for real, for real. And I'm like the last member of the group to be a part of the big fam when we was kids. We talk about 12, 13, 14 years old. This is when we all linked up. This is a family, like, no joke.
I love that. You guys have worked with Biggie, Pac, Pun, all gone now. Was there ever a moment where you thought that maybe this was your fate as well? Like, you wouldn't be around this long?
No, not me, not never that. No, I'm just playing. You know, I believe in longevity, you know, lifelong, you know what I mean?
You know, when you're young, you know, you go through your little, ready to go against the world phase, you know, and I think we all, you know, been through that. And at some point in time, I can say we probably all did feel like pockets, like how we was living when we first came in. You know, we was fresh off the streets, had money, we was young, we was wild, we was ruthless, you know, but as we grew older, you know, and losing them just made us realize, you know, how serious life was and how much we did want to keep living. So, you know, we changed a few things that we was doing, and, you know, that's why we all still here today.
Wow. All you guys having the streets as an influence, do you think you would have gotten into the rap game had you all grown up like maybe privileged or from the suburbs?
Yeah, because we love music, you know what I mean? I definitely believe we still would have been some type of way doing something in music because our families, moms, dads, uncles, aunties, everybody was deeply into music, you know, sweeping the floors to Marvin Gaye, you know, doing dishes to Natalie Cole, things like that. So I think some form of fashion we'd have been doing something in music even if we wasn't getting paid.
I love it. With all the new artists, knowing that you guys influence so many in the game, how does that feel?
Lovely, wonderful.
It's cool.
It's just, you know, it just solidified that another sign or stepping stone in life to show us that, you know, our drive and our passion, you know, the inspiration that we had to really go out there and be rappers, it paid off. You know what I mean? It put us in a historical mark when you change the game like that. So, you know, it's solidification that we gonna be here for a while. Like, you can believe Bone Thugs and Harmony gonna still be at this, doing fresh ideas and, you know what I mean, producing records and doing everything that got to do with entertainment. You know, so we here to stay, man. You know, we just been chilling for a while. We back on the 20th year anniversary, man, and we got a lot of music and a lot of projects, and it's gonna be fun for us.
Stay tuned for more with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and later I'm chopping it up with Kurupt.
Yeah, what's up? This Kurupt, and y'all stay tuned for more Beyond the Talent. Church.
Hey yo, what up? This is Bilal, and you're watching Beyond the Talent.
Is everybody rolling? So you guys are about to go on stage right now. You guys always are high energy, and the music is like, people negate the fact that you guys are actually putting out some positive stuff. Like, you guys have messages.
I don't know. I think that hip hop right now is in a cool state because everybody partying and having fun, and then you still got your Talib Kweli's or Kid Cudi coming out the cut, you know, with Conscious and things to make people think and so on and so forth. I think we always been a group to where we can kind of like be inside of those different wedges and speak about all those subjects and still have our subject matter and our particular things we like to talk about and what we think the people would like to hear. So, you know, we are all evolving too. You know, we're all growing as men and as artists, showing that this is what we want to do. You know what I mean? For the rest of our lives. It wasn't just something that was like a good idea because everyone else was doing it. You know, not that anyone else is on that per se, but it was actually a plan. You know, we put out our solo record, what was that, 92? Like, we had to draw a flesh and bone face on it. You know what I mean, up in the background. So, you know, it's just a beautiful thing, you know, just on and on. You know what I mean? So that's all I can say. I don't know.
Are you guys constantly writing right now in the studio?
Always. Always. You gotta stay in the studio.
Every
Each
day.
right. Keep a beat in the tape deck. Your CD player. Your MP3, whatever you get.
The 8-track.
I mean, we all own our separate production companies and things like that. So we stay in the studio. We got our music, solos,
And everybody has
movies,
kids,
books.
right?
Yep.
How many?
We gotta try.
Yeah, I quit counting kids when I started having grandkids. Granddad, I'm like, holy shit.
Paw.
There, yeah.
Paw. Oh my goodness.
Paw.
How many do you have?
I got 8.
Okay.
I'm working on 24, offense and defense.
Got it.
I only got 3.
Okay.
I like my money in my pocket.
I got
Wow.
5 girls. I ain't told you all of them yet.
Hold on.
I got 5 girls and 4 boys.
Oh my goodness. That's a,
We working.
that's a lot of kids.
That's back in the days, though.
I was about to
We
say,
done
that's
cleaned up our lives, though. We done cleaned up our lives now. No,
So
We
you
ain't
guys
even count Flesh's kids though.
hold
How
it.
many does Flesh have?
Too many.
Our kids run up on you, boy, you'd think a mob was at
Oh,
you.
Wow, right. Y'all can fill a stadium.
Can't be.
Oh my goodness.
Angry.
Football and basketball team.
Being a group and having, you know, you guys are all very, you know, strong alpha personalities. How do you guys get together to write, you know, as a group, or you write separately, come together? Like, how do, both?
You know, we get in a circle, you know what I'm saying? Whoever come with an idea, we put it to the beat and we add to it, and, you know, voila.
Right. And I mean, I think Bone Thugs and Harmony, like, yeah, we write separately, we write together a lot. We do it all, like, it's no limit to where an idea can come from, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think we go, like, we formed a different mind than just all of us individually thinking. Like when we come together, it's a mastermind. Like we already know what each other thinking and feeling before because we've been together so long. So it's like we come from, it's no limit to how we create a song, but it's all created through just one focused energy that been around us for forever now. You know what I mean? It's a mastermind. We mastermind our songs. One person can say a word, and next thing you know, it's a melody, and it just get to bouncing off the room. You know what I mean? So.
We'll be right back with more from Bone Thugs, and we'll discuss Ouija boards, the light side and the dark. Keep it locked.
Demon seeds.
Okay, this is Kevin Hart, and you're watching Beyond the Talent. Is it Beyond or Beyond?
Beyond.
Beyond or Beyond?
Beyond.
Okay. This is Kevin Hart, and you're watching Beyond the Talent.
I'm happy I got all of y'all right here. It's pretty amazing. I'm from Indiana, which is right next door to Ohio.
Midwest thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
I was thinking I could be an honorary member right quick. I had a couple of ideas for names. One of them is Feeling in My Bone. Yeah. And the other one is Red Bone.
Red Bone.
That sounds a little better.
That sound a little better?
Yeah,
Okay, good to know. You guys have tapped into both the light and the dark, because there's been a little bit of a occult, little mixed in, a little something.
Man,
do y'all believe in
that? He said that's not true. See, what happened was
no,
the Parker brothers.
Words like Ouija boards.
We played with the.
I bought it in Toys R Us.
They brought it over my house and they made it.
He said they made it.
Demon seeds.
But I think it's cool that you guys have incorporated so many genres and opened up so many people to, you guys are really, y'all really did.
We was in high school when we did
That was a
that
phase
stuff.
we went
That
through, and I
was
think,
over
everything
20
you
years
do,
ago.
you got to speak about, especially when you got an audience as big as we do. You know what I mean? You got to give them every experience that you've been through. So, that's something we did. We admitted, we was crazy. But now that
But like you said, your audience is big. I was in Paris and I sure did hear Bone Thugs and Harmony. Hello. Worldwide.
But not at one time did we tell anybody else to go play it. No.
He said not at one time.
Not at one time.
Innocent.
I'm sure you guys did influence a few kids,
I think it was an influence, like with the Jungalo movement and ICP, and they started following those patterns, our brothers, and it was just something that we was adding to the industry that we really didn't know about, but now, our Tech Nines and all, it just done took that horrorcore to a whole nother level, and we tapped upon it and did the mainstream thing. It was just like an entire movement, so yeah, I think, right on the cusp of everything. We was right on the cusp of the style we was on with the harmonies instead of just a straight rap hook or a scratch in and so on and so forth. So yeah, the influence was big. Sorry about that, dog.
No. That was awesome because you tapped on something very true. You guys, the sound was very underground. The lyrical content was underground, but you guys were very mainstream. They caught on. Y'all, I think on that bus ride to California, y'all was real serious about it. And in Ohio, y'all was not playing when y'all said this is what's going down.
And them 20 years let you really, really know that we wasn't playing and it wasn't a fly-by-night, because any one of us could have just stopped. So the hard work and the resilience that goes into it is non-stop in this industry. It really, really is. It started before we went to LA and afterwards. It's such a beautiful story. It's 5 different people telling it, so you're gonna hear it kind of different.
Right.
But the actual story, beautiful.
To the aspiring artists that look up to you guys and want to achieve just some of what you guys have achieved, what advice would you give?
I think hard work. I don't know, that's what I think. After everything, now talent is one thing because there's so many talented people, but it's hard work is what I think. And and
dedication,
boom,
and determination.
determination, all that, man. But
Legalization.
I be on that education, man. You know what I mean? Because when we was doing it, dog, you gotta like. I be thinking these rappers these days try to, like you was saying, the scapegoat, like we rappers now, we ain't gotta do nothing else.
Right.
No, dog, you gotta exercise your brain every day. You gotta be educated, learn the business, get a team. You know, you gotta put it all the way together, man. It ain't just, you just can't just be thinking you just a rapper. If you a rapper, you an entrepreneur from the gate. You work for yourself. So you gotta educate yourself like this, period.
I love it. Well, thank you
all
so much.
right.
Thank you so much, guys,
Yes.
for talking to me. I'm your host, Jennia Frederick, and we got Bone Thugs in the building.
Yes.
Special thanks to Bone Thugs and Harmony, but stay tuned, because when we come back, I'm chopping it up with Kurupt. People are dying over weed.
There are people dying because they ain't got no weed.
As promised, I'm taking you up close and personal with the dog pound gangster himself, Kurupt. Young Gotti.
Hey now,
Kurupt the Kingpin.
you hear me?
Kurupt the Gotstra.
Gotti Sinatra.
Gotti
Gotstra.
Gotstra.
And you do know that.
I do know that.
He is the one. He is the one.
Kurupt, why is it rappers are so drawn to mobsters depicted in film? You know, Gotti, obviously. Why do you think that is?
That's part of hip hop. You know, that's one of the bases of hip hop is the streets, and gangsters are the streets.
They are.
You know, so that's why you see a lot of rappers speak about the mafia life. They're inspired by the mafia life and what it is to be a gangster.
Years ago, when the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, people like me and so many others, we looked at it from the outside. What was it really like being, you were so closely, deeply rooted and involved. What was it really like?
It was dangerous. You know, it was very real. It wasn't a game. The problem wasn't the East and the West. The problem was, of course, between two different bodies of water. And from that, one being from the West Coast gravitated towards supporting them, and the East Coast gravitated. And that's when as soon as people let it be known it was a problem, then it got out of the hands of just these two people, these two entities, into the whole town starts to get involved from both areas. You know, they're not just gonna let you come and just take down the people that they love. And that's the key to it, because it shows you your power.
Yeah.
I guess that's why the old folk always come to us and say, you know, you should do some raps about Jesus. Kids follow you.
Right.
You know. But we're just human. We just living our lives. So, but it was definitely tense.
It has to be hard though, because you wanna speak the truth of the moment, but at the same time, like partying, sex, drugs. It is very much a part of what you're doing, and you wanna and rapping about that. But
well, see, the thing
when did you recognize? Is what I want to know.
Because see, the thing is, you know, this is like film.
That makes sense.
I mean, that's totally what it is. You are projecting the things of interest that you like or whatever your story is about. Now, they look at the rapping because they say that, you know, we say that a lot of these things we're saying are true stories or things from the heart and of that sense.
And they see the kids wanting to live it.
The kids want to live it. And it's like, you know, just like films. You got films about aliens and people blowing people up. The governor was the #1 person killing everybody. He's a Terminator, man.
Yes.
He still became the governor. You know, we're telling the story, we're painting a picture here.
But isn't it also the difference, I think, is you guys lived a certain amount of this life. you have kids following you that grew up in the suburbs or, you know, never got into a fight. What would you say to them about wanting to follow and...
Well, I mean, that's the thing, because, you know, this is where reality kicks in. You know, people always love to glorify the negatives and never really speak on the positives. But the reality, you tell the story, you sell the record. You talk to the kids and you say, don't do this. That's what you do. You let the kids know, you know, this is that and this. You know, we talk to the kids, we tell them the same thing. The kids gonna do what they wanna do. When the real problem really lies with the parenting. Yeah, that's the real problem.
Absolutely.
My mama would have broke my fingers out of touch something I wasn't supposed to touch. But nowadays, the kids have so much access to adult activities. And then we wonder why these kids act the way that they act or how grown so fast they are.
How do you feel about the legalization of weed?
You know, I feel that it's, you know, it's one of the great things of life that I'm seeing coming in the future. You know, I see a lot of killing that's going to be stopped.
People are dying over weed?
You know, people are dying because they ain't got no weed. They all tense.
Right.
Dope, they be calmed down. You don't see nobody crashing into people when they high. You just tell me off of weed, that is. You just tell me, you don't see no people running in movie theaters shooting up the kids when they nice and high off some good kush. You know, they too high to do all of that, man. You don't even want to do all of that. You barely want to watch the TV, you know, you just want to play video games and kick it, you know. If the person come in too loud, you know, hey man, like, oh, calm down.
Right.
You know, just relax. Take a bong hit, see, you know, less violence. You know, that alcohol gets you all rowdied up and ready to, you know, want to sit still.
You want to sit still.
So it's to legalize the weed, man. Put the weed in there. It's going to help the economy, okay? You're going to get taxes, get paid. The government's going to get paid. It's going to calm people down. You have less murders and suicide bombing and all the rest of that type of stuff like that. You understand me?
Love that.
Well, it also comes with monitoring, too, though, because next thing you know, they're going to blame it on the fact that weed is legal while their 12-year-old kid is smoking weed. And the reason why these 12-year-old kids is smoking weed is because your parenting stinks. Not because the weed is legalized. See what I'm talking about? It's going.
You're absolutely right.
Of course.
Because none of the kids in my neighborhood, when I was a kid, it was, you know, cigarettes. Because I was in Indiana, so there was no good weed.
Not at all. Ooh, poor child.
So it was about cigarettes, but none of my friends, they would be murdered by their parents if they pulled out a cigarette. Like it wasn't.
The world.
Oh, no, you do not smell like smoke.
No, you do.
Yeah.
See, not nowadays. You come in and be like, let me hit it. You're like, dang, my mama, you know what I'm saying?
Let me hit it. That's horrible.
It's horrible.
Thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
Every time.
You are amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And insightful. I learned some things.
Right.
Elevation.